why I chose to delete my Facebook and Instagram, and why maybe you should too. Now, I am not here to tell you what you should do. I'm only here to tell you the difference it has made in my life and in my overall happiness. What first led me to want to delete these social platforms, in all honesty, was feeling a lack of support. What I had to realize is that, one, not everyone is going to support you. Two, your peers are not necessarily going to be your target audience when it comes to building a business. Once I accepted this hard reality and truth, it was a lot easier for me to leave social media behind. Focusing on financial freedom and freedom of my time meant I needed to be cutting out and eliminating the very things that were stealing my time. And it became this game of cost versus benefit. And while we live in this world where we do believe we need social media in order to grow and thrive as a business or influencer, I began to realize the amount of time I was spending on these social platforms were in no way, shape, or form bringing in the revenue or the benefit in relation to the cost. And it was hard because a lot of us find community on these social platforms, on social media. And especially when we start a new business or a new venture, we think our friends and our families are going to be the first people to support. And that is not necessarily always the case, not because they don't wish you well, but simply because maybe it's not their cup of tea, whatever you're offering. And I realized when I was waking up in the morning, I was immediately reaching for my phone, checking for likes, subscriptions, follows, messages, people who may be interested in the services that I was offering. And it ended up turning into me scrolling. And the worst part about it is I was comparing myself to other people. It became this game of, how is this person growing the same type of business as me, but I'm putting so much energy and thought and originality and authenticity into it. What am I missing? So the joy had been taken out of what it was that I was searching for. And instead it had been replaced with jealousy and envy. And a lot of people don't like to admit that they possess or harbor these feelings, but I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, okay? I was feeling jealous. I will say it didn't stop me from supporting other people. I was always on there. If I had a friend who had a business, I'm sharing it to my story because guess what? Likes and support on social media are free. I don't know if y'all knew that, but free, okay? It's free to support your friends on social media. But a lot of people didn't quite seem to get this same idea. So therein came the jealousy and the envy. What am I missing? What am I not doing? What am I lacking? And this lack mindset completely took me out of the energy of growth mindset. How can I grow a business if I'm constantly focusing on lack, on what I don't have? And I began to realize that the amount of time I was spending, more specifically, the amount of energy I was expending, was not worth the overall return or benefit. While I may have received a few new students to my classes or a few new followers, it seemed as though I was losing the followers just as quickly as I was gaining them. So it became this vicious cycle of, I need social media to grow my business. Why is my business not growing while I'm on social media? And eventually it just came to the point where I realized that I did not need social media, but social media needed us. And a very important point here with this, when you're on Instagram or Facebook, you are not necessarily being sold products, which means if you are not the consumer, then you are in fact the product. And by this, I mean a lack of privacy from them collecting your data, collecting your information, and all in the name of connectivity, which I call bullshit. I call bullshit on social media connecting people. If anything, it fuels this competition. It fuels this unhealthy comparison. And it becomes a game of how much success or how many likes or how many followers can I gain so that other people respect me. So it becomes, how can I create or paint this picture so that other people see the worth in me? And I'm just done playing that game. When I deleted social media, not only did I start waking up in the morning and meditating or just writing down dreams that I had versus waking up first thing and just reaching for my phone. Without even thinking about it, muscle memory wise, I would reach for the phone every 5 minutes and click on Instagram or click on Facebook and just see what had changed. And none of this is really healthy, okay? The time is called the present because it is in fact a gift. And if we're constantly living in these beautiful photos and videos and reels and TikToks of everyone living their supposedly best lives, then how is it that we can ground ourselves and figure out what it is that we actually need to be happy? What I found in deleting my social media, the number one thing is that a lot of people lost accessibility to me. And what I loved about this is it went from me vying for attention and support for my business, and in turn it became, now I know who my real friends are. I know who my real friends are because they'll text me, they'll call me, they'll send me a gift. They're not just in my DMs or in my comments on Instagram or Facebook simply because they saw me post my morning cup of coffee, okay? These are people who I know are in my corner, not because they see me posting several times a week, but because they actually genuinely miss my energy. Sometimes we need to cut off the accessibility to ourselves. When you think of the most beautiful, rare stones or gems or diamonds, it is their rarity, their scarcity that makes them valuable. So in over-posting and oversharing every bit of our lives, we are taking away that scarcity and that rarity in our lives. Do y'all see this behind me? Tiny little helicopter. So in sharing 24/7, we are taking away that scarcity, that anonymity, that I wonder what she's about. You know what I'm about because you know what time I like to post, you know where I live, you know what I'm offering business-wise, and it becomes this game in which people know everything, but they're not supporting. I think one of the greatest examples we have of this accessibility is you may have 4,000 followers on Instagram, but maybe you post something that's really near and dear to your heart and you get 40 likes. And what this does is it creates this divide. We're wondering what is not special about us in order to get those likes. Because if I click on a Kim Kardashian or a Gabrielle Union, you know their likes and stuff are going up. And it creates this slight resentment. It also shows you, have you ever met that person? Have you ever met up with someone after a long time and they say, hey, I've been seeing you do your thing on social media. I'm proud of you. And you're like, hey, I didn't even know you followed me on social media because you never clicked the like button. That right there tells you why getting off social media can be your best friend. People love what they don't have access to. People love what's scarce. People love what's rare. And if you're constantly sharing your morning cup of coffee, where you checked in, when you're offering this, it leaves no anonymity. It leaves nothing to the imagination, okay? As we always say, a lot of times when we think of that term, we think of modesty and how much clothes you're wearing or have on, when in fact, it's really your modesty on social media can create its own avenue of income. Within the first 3 months of getting off of social media, I had several friends reach out. Hey, where are you? I'm gonna call in the National Guard if you don't respond to my text message. People who would skim and skate over my posts and not click like or share my business or comment were suddenly interested in me simply because, guess why? Guess why they were interested? You guessed it, because I had disappeared from the face of social media. And because of this, people began to ask about my class schedule, and I was not forced, but prompted to finally create that website that I had been talking about for years, because now my website is the one way you can reach me with my email, as well as for booking my classes. And instead of putting so much time and energy into classes Tuesday, classes Saturday, take my class, now I wait for you to come to me. Now I wait for you to miss me. And I could go on for an hour about all of the reasons why you should delete social media. Some people want access to you without paying the price of admission. I'm going to say that one more time. Some people want access to you without paying the price of admission. The one way you can take that away is by removing yourself from the social media algorithm, okay? You are your best friend, and don't forget it. All right, we're taking this conversation to the sand for a little bit of grounding, okay? Let me know down in the comments below if you have the same issue in which you post on social media, whether that be to your main feed or to your story, and you find that you get the most engagement in your direct messages. Now, there are many reasons that could be happening, and none of them, honestly, are flattering or good, in my opinion. One of the most obvious reasons people direct message you is because they're attracted to you. And while they may not be looking to book your services, they may be looking to book a little bit of your time, okay? For free, though. There's also what I like to call the undercover haters. The people who love to support you in your DMs, or when they randomly run into you in public once a year, they talk about how they've seen you doing all of these great things, but they never publicly put that underneath your post. Or my favorite, the person who continuously responds to every story with hard eyes or fire, this is awesome, what you're doing is so great, but they never take one moment to come underneath your public post and let everyone see that. Now, sometimes it may be for obvious reasons, because they're worried about their significant other perceiving, their compliment as flirtation. But a lot of times what I think it is people genuinely want to see you do great, but not better than them. So they think in letting you know privately that they see you doing well, that you're going to, take that as a great compliment. And while any compliment is, of course, appreciated, I do take note of the people who never take the time to engage under my posts. One, the algorithm, which is a whole separate video. The algorithm notices when people engage and comment on your posts, and then they promote that post further. If someone's just DMing you over and over again from your story or from your post, that doesn't boost the engagement on your page. That's not helping me build my business. Honestly, that's taking away from that financial freedom and the ultimate freedom of my time if every day I wake up, I'm responding to 15 dead-end direct messages, okay? Text me. And if you ain't got my number, stay on my DMs. You feel me? If you can relate to this, go ahead and comment below. These are just some of the things that were bothering me on social media. I do not expect everyone to agree with these things. That's why they're my own personal opinions. But so many positive things have come from this. It's no longer this mental turmoil of, why aren't they supporting? Why is this person getting so much love for half the effort when I'm literally, sometimes quite literally, bending over backwards and walking in a handstand, and but someone can poke their butt out and get 5,000 likes. It's just, social media became this VR, virtual reality, metaverse, if you want to call it that. It became unreal. What happened? Where'd all the real ones go? If you know, comment below, because social media has become a BBL epidemic, a Facetune. I have perfect skin with a beat face and a 30-inch weave all the time. And I just don't get it. Where'd the real ones go? Will the real ones please stand up? No? Nowhere? Okay. One of the greatest benefits I can say of getting off of social media is that I'm no longer stopping at every beautiful piece of artwork and trying to make it post-worthy and come up with the best caption and ways to engage and bring in business, and it just becomes this meditation. My life has become this beautiful, moving meditation because I am taking time to smell the roses without taking a photo and feeling like I have to post it later. I'm not gonna lie, I still take photos of a lot of things, and I take videos of the beautiful mountains and waves because I live in a beautiful city, but I'm no longer feeling pressed to share every beautiful moment with all of the people who really don't give a flying F what I'm posting about. Let's be real. I just have to say, if you are feeling as though social media is becoming a dead end or a mental struggle for you, maybe what you're looking for is a social media detox in which you just remove the apps from your phone for a week or two, or maybe a month. But if you're really looking for a liberating, call it extreme, because nowadays everyone's community is online. If you're really looking to change your perception, this brings me to a whole nother point. The best part about getting off of social media, aside from people losing free accessibility to my spirit, my energy, and my beauty inside and out, is that I now know that my thoughts are mine. Okay? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? My thoughts are mine. I am no longer conforming to what I see all along my timeline. I no longer feel as though I have to share a post because everyone else is sharing the same thing. I no longer feel as though my thoughts are invalid or my feelings are invalid because I don't see 100 other people posting about the same thing. You know, they call it influencing for a reason. So if you're not selling a product on Instagram or Facebook, my friend, you are the product. You are consuming other people's energy, other people's thoughts, and we don't realize how this plants the seed. And we are no longer making thoughts or decisions based on how we genuinely feel, based upon our intuition, our gut, our second brain. We're making these decisions because they're popular, because the people we love are talking about the same things. And yes, that is one of the main reasons that I am so happy that I deleted Facebook and Instagram. Those who are not paying the price of admission have lost access to my great spirit. And I know now that my thoughts are my own. I am not every 7 posts consuming a commercial or consuming a political stance. And if you understand politics, I have a bachelor's degree in political science, so I know we all like to talk medical science, but medical science goes hand in hand with political science. They use psychology against us, and that's a whole different topic for a whole nother video. If you want to see that one, let me know down below. But I think I'm gonna wrap this here. The sun is about to set. It is absolutely beautiful, and I don't want to be on my phone. I'm just going to enjoy my company and not worry about sharing the sunset, just sharing this video, because I hope that it truly brings you some solace and some peace of mind. Because when we talk of mental health, we seldom talk about the effects of social media, and it is where the majority of us spend our time, our days, and it has got to stop, okay? It's gotta stop. So thank you to everyone for tuning into this video. Hopefully this may prompt you to get off of social media and truly live your best life. I feel as though I took a lot of time in this video more focusing on the negative reasons and the reasons for getting off of social media. And maybe the next video will focus more on the beautiful, happy reasons or the positivity that has come to me since getting off of social media. So now if somebody wants to find me or flirt with me, they gotta have the audacity to come up and catch me in real life. Catch me IRL, you feel me? Catch me IRL. Cause I ain't responding to no DMs.